if a prospect doesn't respond after this or as they're going through this, and of course, anytime a prospect buys, they get removed from this sequence, right? And they get put into the customer thank you sequence. But immediately after the offer follow-up sequence, that's when we plug folks into the intensification sequence. And the way that I want you to think of the intensification sequence is it simply intensifies the offer and intensifies the desire for the offer. That's all it's doing. We're intensifying the offer and intensifying the desire for the offer. And in this intensification sequence, we usually use the 5P framework. Now, some of you might only use 4Ps, and I'll explain that in just a second. The first email that we send out is proof, and I'm going to show you examples of these in just a second. First email that we send out is proof. It tells the story of a successful customer. Number two is what I call prize. And here is where we're sweetening the offer. This is typically where we add in an additional bonus. And there are fancy ways of doing this based on segmentation, which I'll show you in just a second. But here we're sweetening the offer. Proof, prize, then we go back to proof and we tell another story of a successful customer. Now, when possible, right, proof is one of those, like, Gary Benzavenga, one of the greatest, most successful copywriters of all time, talked about proof as the foundation of every great marketing campaign. When you have enough proof, enough diverse proof, you really can make a claim and just offer proof, and that is all you need, right? When you have enough great proof. And so we focus on two different proof points here in the intensification sequence. The fourth P is what we call payments. Now, this is, you're going to only use this for higher end products. This is really, in a nutshell, when we introduce a payment plan. And the final part of the intensification sequence is what we call push. And this is where we incorporate a deadline. And as you'll see in just a second, the push phase of the intensification sequence is made up of multiple emails that get sent out in the last 24 hours. You want to incorporate a deadline. You need to give people a reason for responding now. Remember that, especially online where there's so much noise and so much activity, that delay is the death of the sale. Delay is the death of the sale.